hello everybody. How's your day going? Today is April 21st, 2025, a Monday, and I'm driving home. Nice sunny day. It's about 85 degrees out in North Texas. We're expecting a lot of rain probably for like the next 5 or 6 days. So we'll see how that happens. We'll see. Wednesday, I think, through next Monday, it's supposed to rain. So that's going to be kind of interesting. Anyway, this past weekend was my son's birthday. We had about 20 kids there. A few parents helped chaperone. It was a sight to see. It was yelling and screaming and playing and giggling and laughing. It was a lot. Anyway, lots and lots of kids with a bunch of kid-like activities, hide and seek and tag inside the house. We had a few pizza pies there and snacks and goodies, and they all had fun. It was a pretty good day for them. Once they left at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we cleaned the whole house. It took us like 2 hours to clean the whole house again, put it back in order. And then his grandparents came to celebrate with him. Grandpa brought him a baby sheep, like a little lamb, for his birthday because he's been wanting one. That baby sheep was only 3 months old, and it was just too young to separate him from his mama. Saturday night it rained pretty heavy, and that little sheep was scared and crying the whole time. So Sunday, I asked my son, I said, "Son, don't you think it's the right thing to do to take him back to his mama out on the farm?" And he thought about it for a little bit, and he said, "Daddy, I think it's a good idea." So we put him back in his little kennel, put him in the truck, and took him back to the farm, to Grandpa's farm. As soon as we took him there, the lamb started looking for his mama and just kept crying, "Mom." He kept yelling out, "Mom." It was pretty sad, actually. But he went right to his mom quickly, and she licked him, and I guess he got right under her and just sat there with her. And he was fine. My son was fine. The little lamb was great. He went back to his mom. Everything's great. But when we were coming back home, he was a little sad, but he kept saying it was the right thing to do, which is very good. I'm very glad that he said that. And Sunday, we did a bunch of errands and grocery shopping and things like that. So anyway, it was an interesting weekend, a long weekend, with all the repairs of there's a couple of holes in the walls that Mason made, and I had to repair those. So, but anyway, it was his birthday passed. This coming Sunday is Mason's birthday, so we might celebrate a little bit with his. I'm not looking forward to the rain that's coming up. That's going to be not fun at 5 or 6 days of rain is no fun to me. I don't like the rain. I like it nice and hot and sunny. I'm used to it. I don't want the rain. So I'm not looking forward to that depressing rain coming. Anyway, that's what happened over the weekend. Nothing much, just a birthday party, and then Sunday was just a bunch of to-do list and errands and such. It was a pretty busy day. Tomorrow I've got a couple of closings, early morning meeting with a client, a closing, and then I've got an appointment later in the afternoon out in Frisco that I'll be attending. So, and then Wednesday I think I've got another appointment early in the morning. So, pretty busy days, pretty busy, which is fine. I like it busy. I don't like doing nothing or just sitting around. That's just something I don't do. I'm not good at it. Sitting down and doing nothing is something I am not good at. I like constantly being busy, making deals, making calls. You got to keep moving and shaking. We had a boss that I had worked for previously. She would always say, hey, you got to be a mover and a shaker and a candlestick maker. If you're not, you can be in trouble. So I appreciated her words. I know she was just being a little facetious, but she meant it, and it was actually good that she said that, because you get to work with folks like that, and you learn a lot. She was really good at her job. You put a lot of pressure on yourself, and sometimes some of those bosses put a lot of pressure on you. But guess what? When they put that kind of pressure on you, you learn. I know as a boss right now, I understand what that does, what that pressure does to a person. I get it, and I'm very careful not to do that, especially when your staff or whatever, they can kind of show you that it's a challenge for them, and so you gotta adjust a little bit. Some of us can take it, and some of us can't. There's folks out there that can't take that kind of pressure, and so you gotta adjust. You can't just say one size fits all. This is how I was taught, and that's just how it's going to be. Anyway, she put a lot of pressure, and she would do meet clients and start the application, and then the rest of it was, here you go, you run with it. Next time I see these clients is at loan closing. And these were large SBA loans that took a long time to fund, so it was a sight. Some of the requests that are made from the higher ups about this, that, and the other, I just take that stuff on myself. I don't put it on other people's plate. I don't think it's the right thing to do, because again, you just know your people's strengths, and some of their strengths may not be in the work that you're going to delegate to them. They just can't do it. And you know what? At the end of the day, if they can't do it and they go back to the client several times and it messes up, well, guess what? The client that you're onboarding is going to say, you know what? This is not a good experience for me, and I refuse to be onboarded. I'm not going to come over just because of a relationship that you've talked about or whatever. I was going to come because of the relationship, but then also to help make my life easier. And one of the pillars of making my life easier is for y'all to know what you're doing and make it a smooth transition, and you're not making it that way. And so you got to be careful with what you do there on that other side. Going back to the client, if it impacts the client too many times, if you got to go back over and over with this, with that, with the other, hey, sign this again, we did it wrong, sign this again, guess what? They have to stop what they're doing to get you the forms you messed up on signed again, and then signed one more time. And that's stopping their forward momentum on their business, and then they don't like that. So for me, it's best to just onboard the client, get them on, get them going, signed up, everything set up, and then once they're set up and onboarded, I can kind of allow some of my team members to take on the rest of it and help. But anyway, I learned a lot from her. I've been basically working since the 8th grade, so I know how to work and work hard. Work doesn't affect me. I like it. But I'm glad that she was one of the first peoples that I worked for, one of the first managers or bosses, for lack of a better word, that I worked for. She was an extremely hard person to please. And I feel like from that, I've learned a lot. Good, bad, and ugly. I learned a lot from her. And she would just get out and start talking to people, meeting with people, just to grow her network. And she had such a large center of influence network that deals would just constantly come to her. It was amazing to me. It was almost set up like on a autopilot. I mean, people would just call and say, hey, I need a loan, I need this, I need that. I should say, okay, let me talk to them, see what they want. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, she'd capture that relationship. It was amazing to me, and I'd never thought that I'd get there, but you know what? Slowly but surely, I'm getting there. So anyway, that's my rant for the day. Hard work is great. Rain is coming for the week, Wednesday through Monday. I'll probably make a couple of videos about that rain, and we'll keep moving. All right, y'all. You all be good, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.